Hi, this is Letitia, and I am talking about Mars through the signs. I'm starting out with the water signs because I think that it is really important to understand how to work with Mars when you have Mars in water in your natal chart. It can be really challenging to self actualize and do the things that it is that you want to do and accomplish when you have Mars in water. I just recorded the video on Mars in Scorpio, and I am explaining it with using the ancient glyphs for the zodiac signs because I believe that all of the symbols that we have, be it the numbers, be it the octagon, in the stop sign, or all of the numbers represent symbols, all of the symbols represent energy, all of them represent messages that the universe is bringing to us. Okay, so that we can accomplish what it is that our souls have come here to do. All right, and so Mars in the sign of Cancer, okay, is something to work with because Mars again is hot fire and being dropped down in the water of Cancer is something to take a look at because uh, Mars wants to move. Mars is ready to go. Mars is thinking, hey, I got to get this done. The thought comes into the head. So Mars, again, initially rules Aries because Aries is the first sign. Mars rules Scorpio and Aries. But in the sign of Aries, we see the symbol like this. I'm just going to draw it here. So in this symbol, ignore my Scorpio one that I have there. But in this symbol, we can see that here is the energy right here gathered and able to come out through the horns on the head of the ram with power, with focus, make a decision, gotta go. Okay. That is Mars in Aries. Aries and Cancer are both cardinal signs. Okay? So that those are signs that will take the lead, will move out, have a goal, gotta go get it, signs. Okay? But Mars in the watery sign of Cancer struggles. Okay. And it struggles because the sign of Cancer is ruled by the moon. And when we think about the moon has multiple cycles. The moon changes signs every 2.5 days. It changes from the new moon. 2 days later, it's the crescent moon. So it's the black moon on the new moon. 2 days later, it's the crescent moon. Then it's the half moon. Then it's the full moon. Then it's waning. It's the waning crescent. It wanes until it's the new moon again. So every month, every other day, the moon is changing signs and changing shapes and changing the way that she is operating in her light. She's either gaining light or she's losing light. This is Cancer. So Cancer, the water of Cancer is so emotional. And when we look at the glyph, that's what I want to do. And it looks here, to me it looks backwards. But I have it turned on its side. And here you see the number 6. And here you see the number 9. But this is the way that the glyph actually looks. So the 6 is laying on the bottom and the 9 is on the top. So Cancer, of course, represents the pregnant woman that we see within the six. The nurturing mama bear, loving, let me cook for you, let me feed you, let me take care of you. And there within is a need for security that comes along with Cancer. So we're talking about Mars and Cancer. So when this Cancer, first things first, at the bottom, at the foundation, there is a need for security and for a sameness when it comes to Mars in Cancer. There is a desire to have the children near, family near. I cannot move unless family is supporting me. I need to know that when I go out and I come back home, family will still be here. If this is disturbed, the water begins to boil. Okay. The number 6 in numerology associated with that nurturing energy. The number 9, you see, the larger part of the 9 is up top. The head is bigger. So we're focusing on the thoughts. We're focusing on what should I do? It's the Hermit card in the tarot. If I felt like editing, I would dig it out. I might still dig it out. The Hermit card in the tarot. And in the Hermit card, I'm going to dig it out while I'm talking. I'm going to multitask. With the Hermit card, we can see that he has his lantern because he is determined to study. He's determined to analyze. He is thinking and even overthinking about what things are and how they have been, and needing to study higher knowledge and needing to get a better understanding of the world around. And so with the sign of Cancer, when we see that the 9 on top, there is a flip-flop that happens with Mars in Cancer, or anyone who has a lot of personal planets in the sign of Cancer. And what that flip-flop is that they go from being so emotional. Here we go. Here he is. So here's the Hermit. And with the Hermit card, you can see he has his staff. So there is a wisdom that comes along with the sign of Cancer, because again, we're looking at this energy up top, which represents the 9. And as we see here, there is a wisdom that is associated with the Hermit, and the Hermit is the ninth card in the major arcana. And he has in here a 6-pointed, you can see it, or 6 points on that star in that lantern. And in there, it is the light of the sun. When we think about the moon and we think about the reflective light of the sun, it is this light of the sun of the 6. Again, we're looking at 6 and 9, playing out here yet again, where there is light that comes in to help make these decisions, but not enough light. Okay, because there is still things that are unknown. And what happens with Mars in Cancer, as this hot planet of Mars is being drowned in this water, when it gets ready to make a decision, okay, I am getting ready to go to school. I'm going to go get my degree. The Mars in Cancer person can find themselves overwhelmed emotionally, because now I'm going to have to leave home. I'm going to have to leave my family. I'm going to have to figure out how I need to pay for this. Is everything going to go well? So there's a back and forth in the mind. And they're concerned about the family. Not enough light to be able to see. Mars is underwater. And then Mars, this hot planet, begins to heat up this water. And it starts boiling and bubbling over. And when Cancer, Mars in Cancer, or all those personal planets in Cancer, when they get afraid, there is a level of confusion that begins to happen. This star is spiraling. Can you imagine it's just turning and twirling? You don't know which one is the 9, which one is the 6. I don't know. And then they're not even connected. You notice that? They're not even connected. And when I talk about Pisces, and we have the symbolism of Pisces as the two fish going opposite ways, but the glyphs are connected. With these two, they're not connected because there is mind and emotion, and mind and heart, if you will, that need to connect. Okay. And the best way for Mars in Cancer, because with this situation with Mars in Cancer is at its opposite place of exaltation. So it is exalted in the opposite sign of Cancer, which is Capricorn, which means that in Capricorn, it can go to the highest heights. It knows no ends. When it makes a decision to go, it's going all the way to the top. It won't be stopped. All it knows is I'm going to climb to the top of this steep mountain. And I'm not going to fall. And if I miss a step, I'll jump and make 2 more up. That's Mars in Capricorn. But Mars in Cancer, it knows it will work hard. It's got to go get it. It knows that. And it will go. It will lead. But if you think about the crab, which represents the Cancer sign, the hermit crab, speaking again of the hermit, which ducks off by itself, changes out its shell. So it will come out of one shell and pick up another shell that is larger because it's growing, its flesh is growing, but it needs a bigger place to hide in, to hide behind. Okay. So it's hiding in its head. The older this Cancerian energy gets, oftentimes it becomes more of a recluse because it's been hurt. That soft flesh on the inside has been hurt. So I need to exchange and get a bigger shell to hide myself in, because my emotions can be so overwhelming, but I cannot let them show. So if you knew what I was thinking, Mars in Cancer will blow up that water. When that water heats up and explodes, it can say anything. It can yell. It can throw plates. It can lose it because the water is boiling, is swirling. There's confusion. But the fix to this is in nature. Mars in Cancer, or people who have a lot of Cancer energy, can find help with wearing the color blue, but that's secondary. The first thing is being in the water. And I hear people say, well, you need to run a bath. Mars in Cancer sometimes cannot even calm their minds down. If somebody offended them, if they felt slighted, if one of their fears was amplified, something to do with the family or the children, they can say things and be so wounded that they say things that they will regret, or do things impulsively, like Aries, and regret it. So if they just have to drink water, get a bottle of water and drink it. That water is such a powerful healer. And it is it already comes anointed. It already comes gifted. Out of the tap, it doesn't matter. It's automatically purified and holy for spiritual purposes, if you will. You can drink that water, or you can pour water on your hands. Go to the faucet and just let the water run on your hands. Take the water and touch it to your forehead. This is a simple way to stop that water from boiling, so you can think clearly before you make a decision, before you curse out the husband, walk off. Because again, with the Cancer, Mars and Cancer, there's a back and forth. So you may want to leave today, but then you may want to come back tomorrow after you're not mad anymore, but you said you want a divorce. Or you may go off on the boss, walk away from the job because something struck you emotionally, something made you afraid, so you want to run away to something that is more familiar, but it's foolish. But it's because of that Cancer energy, which waxes and wanes because of the moon, is in his head, it's in confusion, but it will die down, and the water will help it die down faster. The confusion, the emotions that are on 10 will help it to die down. Okay, so I just wanted to share this, and this song was on my heart, and when I made the podcast I didn't sing it, but I'm going to sing it now. And this is for all of the Mars and water, but in particular Mars and Cancer. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. And that part about God's gonna trouble the water, God will touch the water and bring the healing that is needed for you if you go to the water. Okay, thank you so much for watching. See you soon.